Look at the fragile line between reality and the impossible, where the world suddenly becomes so strange that you begin to question whether you're dreaming. There, nature bends its own laws. Towering cliffs defy gravity, roads hang suspended over the void, and landscapes appear as if they were taken from another planet. Every step is a test of your limits, every frame a visual shock that makes your heart race faster. This is not just a journey of exploration, but a confrontation with places that seem impossible to exist on Earth. Are you ready to step into impossible places with us, where fear, awe, and surreal beauty merge into one, and witness destinations that push far beyond the boundaries of imagination? So don't miss out. Crystal Cave in Nica, Mexico. Hidden nearly 1,000 feet beneath Nica Mountain in Mexico lies a surreal world, a cave filled with the largest crystals ever discovered. Some of these giant selenite crystals stretch over 35 feet long and weigh more than 50 tons. Formed over hundreds of thousands of years in extreme heat and humidity, this cave feels like another planet. Temperatures can soar above 120 degrees Fahrenheit, with nearly 100% humidity, making it deadly to enter without special gear. The Great Migration in Tanzania is one of the most extraordinary wildlife spectacles on Earth. Each year, more than 1.5 million wildebeest, joined by around 200,000 zebras and 300,000 gazelles, move in a vast circular journey across the Serengeti ecosystem. They travel nearly 800 to 1,000 kilometers in search of fresh grass and water, driven by seasonal rains. The most dramatic moment happens at the Mara River crossing, where thousands plunge into crocodile-infested waters in a chaotic fight for survival. It's estimated that over 250,000 wildebeest die each year from predators, exhaustion, or drowning, yet the cycle never stops. This is not just migration. It's raw survival, ancient instinct, and one of nature's greatest living dramas. The Salmon Run in Alaska is one of nature's most powerful survival events. Every year, an estimated 50 to 70 million Pacific salmon return from the open ocean to the exact rivers where they were born. Some travel more than 3,000 kilometers, navigating strong currents, waterfalls, and predators to complete their final journey. In peak season, rivers can turn red as thousands of salmon crowd the water at once. Brown bears gather along the banks, feeding intensively to prepare for winter, sometimes catching dozens of fish in a single day. Eagles and wolves join the feast, turning the event into a massive ecosystem explosion. It's not just a migration, it's a life or death mission written into their DNA. Phnom Sampho Hill rises about 100 meters above the plains of Battambang, Cambodia, a place where breathtaking views and heavy history exist side by side. Inside the hill are the infamous killing caves, where thousands of victims were executed during the Khmer Rouge regime in the late 1970s. A glass memorial filled with human skulls stands as a quiet reminder of that tragic past. Yet every evening, the hill transforms. From a nearby cave, an estimated millions of bats pour into the sky in a continuous black ribbon that can last up to 45 minutes. Cenotes in Mexico are natural sinkholes formed over thousands of years as limestone bedrock collapsed, revealing hidden fresh water beneath the Yucatan Peninsula. There are believed to be over 6,000 cenotes in the region, many still unexplored. Some, like Dos Ojos, connect to one of the world's longest underwater cave systems, stretching more than 300 kilometers. The water is often crystal clear, filtered naturally through limestone, with visibility reaching up to 100 meters in certain sections. For the ancient Maya, cenotes were sacred gateways to the underworld, known as Xibalba, and were used for rituals and offerings. Today, they remain some of the most surreal swimming and diving spots on Earth, a hidden world beneath the jungle. Barron Falls is one of Queensland's most dramatic waterfalls, located inside Barron Gorge National Park near Cairns, Australia. The falls plunge approximately 125 meters down a massive rock face carved by the Barron River over millions of years. During the dry season, the waterfall can appear thin and delicate, but in the wet season, November to April, it transforms into a roaring wall of water, surging with monsoonal power. After heavy rain, the flow becomes thunderous, creating mist clouds that rise high above the gorge. Visitors can view the falls from dedicated lookouts or even glide above the gorge on the Skyrail Rainforest Cableway, offering a breathtaking aerial perspective. Barron Falls is not just a waterfall, it's a raw display of Australia's tropical force and geological history. Mud volcanoes. Azerbaijan is home to nearly 350 mud volcanoes, meaning almost half of the world's mud volcanoes are found in this single country. Most are concentrated around Gobustan, about 60 kilometers southwest of Baku. Unlike fiery volcanoes, these formations erupt cold mud, water, and gas, mainly methane. Some cones reach heights of up to 400 meters, and eruptions can shoot mud flames tens of meters into the air when gas ignites. In 2001, one major eruption reportedly sent flames rising more than 15 meters high. The landscape looks almost extraterrestrial, gray craters bubbling constantly, thick clay slowly overflowing like lava in slow motion. Lava entering the ocean. Hawaii is one of the most explosive natural spectacles on Earth. At Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, lava from Kilauea, one of the world's most active volcanoes, flows at temperatures of around 1,100 degrees Celsius, 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit, before crashing into the Pacific Ocean. When molten rock meets seawater, it creates massive steam plumes called lays, lava haze, a mix of steam, hydrochloric acid, and tiny glass particles. New land can form instantly as lava cools, building unstable lava deltas that can collapse without warning. During major eruptions, rivers of lava can travel over 10 kilometers from vent to sea. It's a raw collision of fire and water, where Earth is literally creating new coastline in real time. Rainbow eucalyptus is one of the only eucalyptus species naturally found in the Northern Hemisphere, and it looks almost unreal. Its bark peels away in strips throughout the year, revealing bright streaks of green, blue, orange, purple, and red underneath. The colors intensify as the exposed bark ages and oxidizes, creating a living canvas that constantly changes. Native to the Philippines, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea, the tree can grow up to 75 meters tall in its natural rainforest habitat. Outside its native range, it's also cultivated in places like Hawaii. This isn't painted wood, it's pure biology and chemistry at work, turning an ordinary tree into one of the most surreal natural artworks on Earth. Sperm whales sleep in one of the strangest ways in the ocean. Instead of floating horizontally, they often rest vertically, heads up or down, suspended motionless in the water like giant drifting pillars. Entire pods have been observed sleeping together in this upright position. Each sleep cycle lasts only about 10 to 20 minutes, and they spend less than 7% of their day sleeping. Extremely short compared to most mammals. During this time, they enter a quiet, inactive state near the surface, barely moving, conserving energy between deep dives that can reach over 2,000 meters. Milpú Turquoise Pools, Ayacucho, Peru, is a hidden Andean paradise sitting at an altitude of around 3,600 meters above sea level. Located roughly 3 to 4 hours from the city of Ayacucho, this chain of natural limestone pools stretches for nearly 1 kilometer along a narrow canyon. What makes Milpú extraordinary is its intense turquoise color, caused by high concentrations of dissolved minerals and sunlight reflecting off the pale limestone floor. During the dry season, May to September, the water becomes crystal clear, revealing dozens of perfectly tiered pools connected by small waterfalls. The surrounding landscape feels almost untouched. Dramatic rock formations, high-altitude air, and silence broken only by flowing water. Kalavantan Durg, Maharashtra, India, is one of the most intimidating fort treks in the country. Rising to about 686 meters, 2,250 feet above sea level, this rocky pinnacle stands near Panvel in the Western Ghats. What makes it legendary are its near-vertical rock-cut steps. Some sections feel like climbing at an 85-degree angle, with little to no railing for support. There are over 500 uneven steps carved directly into the stone centuries ago during the 17th century, believed to be built under the rule of the Maratha Empire. At the summit, there's no large fort structure, just a small plateau and panoramic views stretching for kilometers. Kalavantan Durg isn't just a hike, it's a raw test of balance, nerves, and courage carved into stone. Raja Ampat, Indonesia, is one of the most biodiverse marine regions on Earth. Located off the northwest tip of West Papua, this archipelago includes more than 1,500 small islands, cays, and shoals spread across roughly 40,000 square kilometers of ocean. It sits at the heart of the Coral Triangle, home to over 600 species of coral. about 75% of all known coral species worldwide, and more than 1,700 species of reef fish. Some reefs here record the highest marine biodiversity ever measured in a single dive. Above the surface, dramatic limestone karst islands rise from turquoise water, especially around Piainamo and Wayag viewpoints. Vinicunca, Peru, also known as Rainbow Mountain, rises to about 5,200 meters, 17,060 feet, above sea level in the Andes near Cusco. Its surreal stripes of red, yellow, green, and turquoise are not paint, but layers of mineral-rich sediment formed over millions of years. Iron oxide creates the red tones, while copper compounds and other minerals produce the greens and blues. The mountain remained hidden under ice until recent decades, revealed as glaciers melted due to climate shifts. Today, thousands of hikers trek at extreme altitude each day, facing thin air where oxygen levels are nearly 50% lower than at sea level. Bozhira, Kazakhstan is one of Central Asia's most alien landscapes, located on the remote Ustyurt Plateau in the Mangistau region. This vast desert plateau once lay beneath an ancient ocean over 20 million years ago, leaving behind towering white limestone cliffs and razor-sharp rock formations. Its most iconic features are the twin limestone spires known as the Fangs, rising dramatically from the valley floor like natural skyscrapers. The cliffs stretch for kilometers, with some escarpments towering more than 100 to 200 meters above the desert. Covering thousands of square kilometers, the Ustyurt Plateau feels completely untouched. No cities, no crowds, just wind and silence. Okavango Delta, Botswana, is one of the world's largest inland deltas, spreading across up to 15,000 square kilometers during peak flood season. What makes it extraordinary? The Okavango River never reaches the ocean. Instead, it empties into the Kalahari Desert, creating a vast oasis in the middle of arid land. Each year, floodwaters travel more than 1,000 kilometers from Angola's highlands before slowly fanning out across Botswana between May and August, months after the rainy season ends. The delta supports over 200,000 large mammals, including elephants, lions, hippos, and buffalo, plus more than 400 bird species. A UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Okavango isn't just a wetland. It's a living paradox where water conquers the desert. Volcán de Fuego, Guatemala, is one of the most active volcanoes in Central America. Rising to 3,763 meters, 12,346 feet above sea level, it towers over the colonial city of Antigua, just 16 kilometers away. Fuego erupts frequently, sometimes every 15 to 30 minutes, blasting ash clouds up to 4,500 to 6,000 meters into the sky. During major eruptions, lava flows can travel several kilometers down its slopes at high speed. In June 2018, a powerful eruption sent deadly pyroclastic flows racing down the volcano, affecting thousands of people in nearby communities. At night, glowing lava fountains light up the sky, making it one of the most dramatic volcanic spectacles in the world, beautiful, powerful, and unpredictable. Madeira. Portugal is a volcanic island rising dramatically from the Atlantic Ocean, located about 1,000 kilometers southwest of Lisbon. Formed around 5 million years ago, the island is defined by steep cliffs, deep valleys, and rugged peaks that reach 1,862 meters at Pico Ruivo. One of its most famous landmarks is Cabo Giro, one of Europe's highest sea cliffs at 580 meters above the ocean, featuring a glass skywalk suspended over the edge. Madeira is also known for its 2,000-plus kilometers of levadas, historic irrigation channels that now serve as scenic hiking trails cutting through ancient laurel forests, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Nicknamed the Island of Eternal Spring, Madeira blends extreme topography with lush subtropical beauty in the middle of the Atlantic. Fairy Circles, Namibia. Scattered across the Namib Desert are thousands of strange, barren rings, perfect circles of empty earth, each surrounded by a halo of grass. Known as fairy circles, these formations can be as wide as 30 feet, and they stretch across hundreds of miles. No one knows for sure what causes them. Some blame termites, others say it's plants fighting for water. Local legends speak of spirits dancing in the sand. Frozen forests, Finland. Deep in the Arctic Circle, Finland's winter forests transform into a frozen dream. Trees become towering statues of snow and ice, completely encased by frost, as temperatures drop below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, below zero. These aren't ordinary snowfalls. This is rime ice, formed when supercooled fog freezes instantly on contact. The result? A forest frozen in time, where every branch and trunk looks sculpted by ghosts. Under pale northern light, it feels like another planet. Kuandinsky Bridge, Russia. Located in the icy Transbaikal region, the Kuandinsky Bridge is known as the most dangerous bridge in Russia. Stretching about 570 meters long and only 1.8 meters wide, this narrow structure made of wood and rusted steel was originally built for trains. Yet for years, locals have dared to drive cars across it to shorten their route. With no guardrails, no safety barriers, and a surface that stays slippery year-round, the bridge is constantly hit by Siberian snowstorms and crosswinds reaching 70 kilometers per hour. Even a small mistake can send an entire vehicle plunging into the frozen Vitim River below, where temperatures drop to minus 30 degrees Celsius. Sky Lodge Adventure Suites, Peru is one of the most impossible places to sleep on Earth. These transparent capsules hang off a sheer cliff in the Andes, nearly 400 meters above the Sacred Valley. There are no elevators or normal paths. Guests must climb a vertical via ferrata or reach their room by zip line. Each capsule is about 7 meters long, built from aerospace-grade aluminum and ultra-strong polycarbonate, offering a 300-degree panoramic view of mountains and star-filled skies. Even the bathroom is transparent, turning simple rest into a high-altitude, survival luxury experience. Inside are comfortable beds, gourmet dinner, wine, and solar-powered lighting. With only a handful of capsules available, Sky Lodge is a true bucket list destination for those brave enough to sleep suspended in mid-air. Huacachina, Peru. In the middle of Peru's coastal desert, Huacachina is a natural oasis surrounded by towering sand dunes that rise more than 100 meters above a small emerald lagoon. With no rivers feeding it and almost no rainfall, less than 5 millimeters per year, the presence of water here feels completely impossible. What makes Huacachina feel otherworldly is the scale of the dunes. They stretch endlessly in every direction, forming sharp ridges and deep shadows that resemble the surface of Mars. The most unbelievable detail is that people live here permanently, building a village around a fragile desert lake, proving that human life can exist even in one of the driest environments on the planet. Migingo Island is a barren rock measuring just 1.2 acres, floating in the middle of Lake Victoria, about 7.5 miles from the mainland. Yet it is home to nearly 200 people, packed into more than 500 tightly stacked shacks. The population density exceeds 1,000 people per square mile, despite the island having 0 trees, 0 farmland, and 0 natural fresh water. "100% of drinking water is transported by boat, costing residents $3 to $5 per day, while the average living space is barely 11 square feet per person. In 2010, this tiny rock sparked a territorial dispute between Kenya and Uganda because it generates thousands of dollars each year in fishing taxes. Against every rule of survival, Migingo Island has never been abandoned. Hidden deep within the Ural Mountains, Ural Mars stretches across rugged terrain that glows in shades of red, orange, and rust, as if the Earth itself borrowed the palette of another planet. The unusual colors come from iron-rich minerals oxidized over millions of years, while wind and frost have sculpted jagged rock spires, narrow ravines, and crater-like depressions that resemble a miniature Martian landscape. Visitors often remark on the surreal quiet, broken only by the crunch of gravel beneath their feet, and the feeling of being utterly isolated in a place untouched by modern life. Scientists are fascinated by Ural Mars as a natural laboratory studying its soils and mineral layers to better understand both Earth's ancient geology and the landscapes of other worlds. New Smyrna Beach, Florida, USA is often called the most dangerous beach on Earth, not because of storms or cliffs, but because of sharks. This coastline holds the highest number of recorded shark attacks in the world, earning it the nickname Shark Bite Capital of the World. The danger comes from a perfect storm of conditions: warm, shallow waters, murky visibility, migrating bait fish, and surf breaks that place humans and sharks in the exact same zone. Most attacks happen in knee to waist deep water, where people feel safest. Despite this, locals surf here daily, and tourism thrives. It's an impossible contradiction. A beautiful, family-looking beach that statistically carries one of the highest human-shark encounter risks on the planet. Los Caracoles is one of the Andes' most feared mountain passes, a steep section of Chile's Ruta 60 made up of over 20 tight switchbacks stacked like a giant spiral. Climbing to nearly 3,200 meters, the road has no guardrails, leaving vehicles exposed to sheer drop-offs thousands of feet below. Snowstorms, black ice, and sudden whiteout conditions can appear in minutes, while winter winds sweep across the pass at 80 to 100 kilometers per hour, easily pushing trucks off balance. Heavy cargo traffic adds even more danger, forcing drivers to navigate hairpin turns with almost zero margin for error. Carved into the rocky coast of Thasos Island, Greece, Giolla Lagoon is a natural seawater pool formed by millennia of wave erosion. Roughly 20 meters across and surrounded by jagged volcanic rock, the lagoon connects to the Aegean Sea through small channels, allowing fresh, crystal-clear water to flow in and out with the tides. Visitors can jump from natural ledges into the deep water or explore the rocky perimeter that offers panoramic views of the surrounding coastline. Giolla Lagoon combines striking color, geological sculpting, and direct interaction with the sea, making it a rare and dramatic coastal wonder in Greece. Half Dome. Yosemite National Park, USA, is an impossible mountain that looks as if it was sliced clean in half. Rising 2,694 meters above sea level, its sheer granite face towers nearly 600 meters straight up, smooth and almost vertical. There are no natural handholds near the summit, only a final ascent using steel cables bolted into the rock, where climbers pull themselves up an exposed slope with nothing but air below. Each year, thousands attempt the climb, and many turn back when fear overcomes them. From the top, the valley drops away in every direction, making the summit feel suspended above the world. Half Dome defies gravity, scale, and human instinct, a place that was never meant to be climbed, yet always is. Santa Cruz del Islote, off the coast of Colombia, is one of the most crowded places on Earth. This tiny man-made island covers just 2.5 acres, yet it is home to more than 1,200 people living side by side in tightly packed houses. There are no cars, no streets, and no freshwater sources. Every drop of drinking water must be brought in by boat. With almost no private space, families share walls, rooftops, and daily life at arm's length. The island has one school, one small clinic, and a single soccer field that doubles as a community gathering space. Despite the extreme density and isolation, Santa Cruz del Islote has recorded almost no serious crime. Haiku Stairs, Hawaii. High in the misty mountains of Oahu, the Haiku Stairs, known as the Stairway to Heaven, climb a nearly vertical ridge with 3,922 metal steps bolted directly into the cliff. Originally built during World War II, the structure has deteriorated for decades, leaving many steps rusted, broken, or missing entirely. Slopes tilt at angles close to 70 degrees, where one slip can send climbers tumbling hundreds of meters down razor-sharp ridges. Sudden rainstorms turn the metal slick like ice, while strong winds whip through the valley at 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. Shaking the staircases underfoot. Despite being officially closed and illegal to climb, thrill seekers still attempt the ascent, risking injury, rescue operations, or worse, drawn by one of the most dangerous yet breathtaking views in the Pacific. Bay of Fires. Tasmania, Australia looks like an impossible coastline painted by nature itself. Along its white sand beaches sit massive granite boulders stained bright orange, as if they were dipped in fire. The color isn't paint or rust, it's lichen, thriving in the cleanest air on Earth. The contrast is unreal. Neon orange rocks, turquoise water, and pure white sand, forming a palette that feels digitally enhanced but completely natural. Despite its beauty, the coast is wild and untamed, with powerful winds and sudden weather changes. Bay of Fires proves that nature doesn't need scale or danger to feel impossible. Sometimes, color alone is enough to break reality. Parque Nacional Sajama. High on Bolivia's western frontier, Parque Nacional Sajama is a land where nature and culture merge into something almost timeless. Established as Bolivia's first national park, Sajama is crowned by the snow-capped Nevado Sajama, the nation's tallest peak, rising more than 21,000 feet into the sky. Surrounding it stretch endless high-altitude plains where herds of vicuñas graze and rare Andean flamingos feed in mirrored lagoons. Ancient Quenya forests, some of the highest-growing trees on Earth, cling to the mountain slopes, defying the brutal cold of the Altiplano. But Sajama is not only about landscapes, it is also home to Aymara communities who have preserved centuries-old traditions of weaving, farming, and spiritual rituals connected to the mountains. In this silent world of wind, stone, and sky, time feels slower, and every horizon holds the weight of myth. La Rinconada, Peru. Perched at 5,100 meters above sea level in the Peruvian Andes, La Rinconada is the highest permanent settlement on Earth. With thin air containing 40% less oxygen and winter temperatures plunging below -20 degrees Celsius, daily life is a struggle for its nearly 50,000 residents, most of whom come for the promise and peril of gold. Miners descend into unstable shafts carved into glacial rock, facing collapses, toxic mercury exposure, and brutal working conditions under the risky Cacorio system, where they're paid only if they find gold. With no sewage system, little clean water, and constant altitude sickness, La Rinconada stands as one of the planet's most extreme, dangerous places for humans to survive. Hidden deep in the mountains of Sichuan, Jiuzhaigou Valley is one of China's most enchanting landscapes, a place where crystal lakes, snowy peaks, and cascading waterfalls create a world that feels almost unreal. Spanning over 180,000 acres, the name Jiuzhaigou means Valley of Nine Villages, a nod to the ancient Tibetan settlements that still dot its slopes. What makes this valley truly magical are its colors. The lakes glow in shades of turquoise, jade, and sapphire, their hues shaped by glacial minerals and mirror-like clarity. In autumn, golden forests and fiery red maples reflect on the still water like living paintings. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is also a refuge for rare wildlife, including giant pandas and golden snub-nosed monkeys. Prayer flags flutter in the cool mountain air, adding a touch of sacred calm to the rugged wilderness. In Jiuzhaigou, every waterfall sings, every breeze carries history, a timeless harmony between nature and spirit. Beneath the elegant streets of Paris lies a world few dare to enter, the Catacombs of Paris, an underground maze stretching over 300 kilometers. Originally old limestone quarries, these tunnels were transformed in the 18th century into a massive ossuary holding the remains of more than 6 million people. Endless walls of skulls and bones form eerie patterns deep below the City of Lights. The site is partly restricted and highly dangerous beyond the official tourist paths. Many tunnels are unstable, unmarked, and flooded. Getting lost here means wandering in total darkness and silence, a maze where GPS and phone signals vanish completely. Locals whisper tales of strange noises echoing through the tunnels at night. Footsteps, whispers, or voices calling your name. Deep in the southeastern wilderness of Venezuela lies Canaima National Park, a land so ancient and mysterious it feels untouched by time. Spanning nearly 12,000 square miles, larger than the entire country of Belgium, Canaima is home to some of the oldest geological formations on Earth. Its most iconic landmarks are the Tepuis, massive tabletop mountains that rise straight from the jungle like giant stone fortresses. Among them towers Mount Roraima, a flat-topped wonder that inspired Arthur Conan Doyle's The Lost World. Its sheer cliffs soar more than 9,000 feet above sea level, with waterfalls cascading from its edges and clouds swirling around its summit. Here, isolated ecosystems thrive. Plants and animals found nowhere else on Earth. And then there's Angel Falls, the highest waterfall in the world, plunging more than 3,200 feet from the summit of Ouyang Tepui, so tall that the water often turns to mist before it ever reaches the ground. Ningxi Valley, Tibet feels impossible because it completely contradicts everything people imagine about Tibet. Instead of barren highlands, this valley sits at a lower elevation, around 3,000 meters, and is one of the greenest, most fertile regions on the Tibetan Plateau. Fed by the Yarlung Tsangpo River and shielded by surrounding mountains, Ningxi has a mild climate where forests, snow peaks, rivers, and peach blossoms coexist. Every spring, entire valleys turn pink with wild peach trees, earning it the name the Switzerland of Tibet. What makes it truly surreal is the contrast. Glaciers above, subtropical forests below, and villages that look more like Southeast Asia than the roof of the world. Ningxi proves that even in Earth's harshest regions, nature can break its own rules. In the heart of Bahrain's scorching desert, miles from any water source, stands a mystery: the Tree of Life. This lone Prosopis cineraria tree has survived for over 400 years, with no visible water nearby. It rises from bare sand, defying logic, science, and the brutal heat. How does it live? Some say its roots tap into ancient underground springs. Others believe it draws moisture from the air. Local legend calls it sacred, a symbol of endurance, or even the original Tree of Eden.